Hey there folks, Tower Tech here, welcome back to the channel. Today we are taking a look at the Nest outdoor camera. Let's get into it. So this is a 1080p HD wide angle lens, much like many of the other cameras that we've reviewed on this channel, but the big difference between this one and particularly the Ring doorbell range that we've been looking at is this one records continuously. The others are event driven, they have motion sensors in them, it requires something to activate the camera, which is typically, if it's battery operated, in some kind of sleep mode. There's a bit of a delay, and certainly the ones with batteries, in my experience, don't really record for much longer than about a minute. Some of the ones that are wired in, like the floodlight one that we looked at, they do record for a bit longer, but this records continuously. And in order to do that, it has to be a wired camera. Now, there are some pros and cons to this. The big pro being that that you don't have to worry about batteries, etc. The thing's recording continuously. The big con is, depending on the location that you want to put your camera, you have a cable that you have to contend with, and you have to feed that through a wall. And if that's brick, I'm going to be honest with you guys, I would pretty much rule this camera out at this point. They've created some kind of like weatherproof sealing system on the cabling, and it has what is essentially a USB plug that plugs into a power adapter. It has a locking mechanism that I'm guessing creates kind of the weatherproofing seal. This thing is huge, right? And you'd have to like drill a monumental hole through your brick wall in order to feed that through, and it's just a pain. You could cut the wire, you're going to invalidate your warranty if you do that. If you are going to put it through brick, that's what I recommend that you do, but do consider that if you cut the end beyond the USB connection, some of those connections are likely to be a bit fiddly. You're probably better off cutting the wired end that actually runs to the plug. The packaging that this thing comes in is super simplistic, even more simplistic again than the Ring devices. It's essentially just the camera with some documentation within it. And the actual installation process, I have to say, so long as you're not going through those brick walls, is a breeze. I mounted mine to the front of my garage. I had some UPVC that I just drilled a hole through, tucked the cable through. And it comes with this really nice kind of magnetic plate. You screw just kind of a normal metal plate, just a round ring piece. I'm not going to say that. You just screw this round piece of metal to your wall, and then there is a magnetic, I want to say clamp, but it's not really a clamp. It's just a magnetic lump of metal that goes against that metal backplate, and the camera literally just sort of clips onto it. Well, it doesn't clip onto it, it uses magnetism. This is great for a couple of reasons. One, it's just super simplistic to get it up there and take it down. It's also dead easy to adjust the camera and get it in exactly the position that you want. Once you've got everything installed, making use of some great cable clamps that they've included in the box that are suitable for brickwork as well, it's a case of a quick download of the app. And once I got this thing up and running, I have to say, this is pretty much the best, without a doubt, and this has got to be the 5th one of these now that I've put up. This is the best picture quality that I've seen on an outdoor, consumer-grade outdoor security camera. Without any hesitation, I can say that. The constant streaming is fantastic. Genuinely means you're not going to miss anything. There's no startup time. There's no recovering from deep sleep. But you do need to consider your upload bandwidth. It's constantly streaming, and my very crude measurements was showing something about 0.5 megabit per second. Of course, if you've got limited internet bandwidth, that is the major advantage of the event-driven cameras, because they're only streaming on your internet connection when they've actually detected some movement. Also good, of course, if you're capped on the amount of usage on your broadband connection. It does use some algorithms, so whatever it's uploading to its cloud environment, I'm guessing has got some kind of machine learning baked in there. It definitely differentiates between movement, which it detects quite regularly, but it really specifically alerts you if it's spotted what it thinks is a person. And I have to say, on iOS devices, particularly with the Apple Watch, the whole integration with that system is really, really great. If it spots a person, it actually sends a picture of that person to my watch. I can then, of course, decide, that's either someone I know or someone I don't. And if it's someone I don't, I can very quickly get my phone out, get the video streaming. And, of course, you can also talk over this thing as well, right? So you can alert someone to the fact that you can see them there. The audio quality's a bit crap, if I'm honest, but it's adequate for what it's trying to do. And if I'm honest, my only real niggle about this device is that the camera does seem to drop offline pretty much daily. It does alert you both on the app, and it does send you an email that your camera's dropped off online. I'm sure this is probably to do with Wi-Fi connectivity, and I'm sure if I adjusted some of my access points, then that problem would stop. But, given it's about 149 UK pounds, slightly more expensive than some of the other devices that I've taken a look at. But I think it's probably my favourite thus far for two main reasons. One, the simplicity of the design is just elegant. Secondly, I do like the ability to constantly record if the algorithms or the motion detection, etc., misses something and something happens. Subject to it not dropping out, you've got all of that time recorded. So there we go, guys, the Nest Outdoor Cam. A truly fantastic device, great picture quality, allows you to do funky things like time lapses as well. And just a couple of drawbacks. You've got the wired cable to contend with and the odd drop off, which you can probably solve with good Wi-Fi connectivity. Please like and share this video if you enjoyed it. Consider subscribing if you're not. I hope you're really well wherever in the world you are, and I will see you in my next one.